Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at comparing and scaling 4.1, and through this quick lesson, we're going to be able to set up proportions and be able to solve proportions and use that data to answer multi-step questions. What I want you to do is please get these two I can statements down before we move on. And here we go. All right, so setting up a proportion. If we had a problem like this, you might be able to figure it out just by reading. Josiah, and yes, I am that self-centered that I need to use my own son's name. Josiah reads 10 pages in 3 minutes. How many can he read in 9 minutes? Well, 3 minutes, 9 minutes, oh, that's just 3 times as much, so you can read 30 pages. But that's not what our goal is today, to just be able to see the relationship and chart it out like that. What I want us to do is to be able to track, to be able to create a proportion and then be able to use it to solve a multi-step problem, such as this. Now this is a multi-step, but let's take a look at it. I'm just going to change the 9 minutes. We'll change that to 14. So Josiah reads 10 pages in 3 minutes. Get this proportion down. What I want to do when I set up the other side of the proportion, and a proportion is two ratios in fraction form with an equal sign in between them. That's what a proportion is. It's comparing two sets of ratios or two fractions. So making sure also to label these. That's going to be really important as we go through this. To take the time to label all of these. So minutes and pages, make sure that you have that down as well. All right. Now the other side of this is we have the information of 14 minutes. So we're going to line that up in the denominator because 3 minutes was in the denominator in this ratio or this fraction right here. So now what we need to figure out is we need to figure out how many pages he would be able to read. Well, we can do this in a few ways. We can cross multiply and divide, or we can simply divide and then multiply. We'll go through that, but right now what we need to do is just setting up these proportions. That's the important part. Let's try one more problem. Another problem is Samuel takes 9 baths in 2 weeks. I can set that up as a proportion right away. How many weeks will it take him to have 40 baths? Now I'm going to do it in a different way, a little bit different. I'm going to put the baths on top. Or I'm sorry, I'm going to put the baths all in one fraction. 9 baths and 40 baths. Now, we know how many baths, how many weeks it takes for 9 baths. So I'm going to match this up, 2 weeks. Okay, I wouldn't want to put 2 weeks down here because that doesn't match up with 40. Nope. All right, 2 weeks. So we don't know this right here. Now, what we've done is we have been able to set up proportions. Now, let's solve proportions. So, one step is a very popular one, cross multiply and divide. All we do simply is we cross between, opposite of this missing box right here. We cross multiply, so 14 times 10. 14 times 10, that's 140. And then do exactly what it says, divide, cross multiply and divide. So now we're going to divide by 3. We're left with 140 divided by 3, which is, do you really think I'm going to give you the answer for everything? No, I want you to figure it out. And let's look down here at Samuel. Samuel takes 9 baths in 2 weeks. Well, I'm still going to cross multiply, 40 times 2, 80, and divide by this last number, 80 divided by 9. No, I'm not going to give you the answer. I've learned my lesson. So please, what I want you to do is I want you to find those answers out. Find those two answers, what belongs in these boxes right here. And I want you to correctly label them. Minutes, minutes, pages, pages. Baz, baz, weeks, weeks. Okay. Come with this data written down. Come with these problems written down, including the word problems here, as well as the actual work we did to solve it. And then I want you to try one more. Let's take a look at this problem, and I want you to set up the proportion along with everything, all the other notes that we had on this presentation. So April chews 5 sticks of gum in 8 hours. How many sticks of gum, how many sticks of gum will she chew over 336 hours? So I want you to make sure that you label this correctly. Not just put in the numbers, but label this correctly using this proportion right here, using that setup, and show me how you actually did your work. Please make sure to ask any additional questions in your note sheet. If you have any that you just don't understand this, make sure to either rewatch it or bring those questions tomorrow so that we can go through some independent practice and be prepared for the assessment coming up. Have a great day.